Hi everyone, I'm Hairy John and I'm here to tell you how to cook your ultimate Hairy John fish pie. First off, we've got to start off with 5 of these, 5 large baking potatoes. We want to peel them and then we're going to cook them and then mash them. Right, so you've peeled the potatoes, you've now chopped them into squares, put them in a pan with water, slight sprinkle of salt on each, bring to the boil, and then we're ready to mash. Right, once we're waiting for our potatoes to boil, ready to mash, we then need to grate around 4 ounces of mild or strong cheddar, depending on your taste. Once the potatoes have boiled, then place into a bowl, add a splash of milk, knob of butter, sprinkle some peppercorns on, and then mash. Potatoes have been mashed. We then want to stir in our 4 ounces of mild or strong cheddar cheese, which has been grated. The next stage of the cook is we need to create a fish broth. With that we need 2 small fish stock cubes, we need a teaspoon of fennel seeds or 1 small bulb of fennel, 1½ bay leaves and 1 chopped onion. We can also add vegetables such as carrots or celery to this as well. And we need 1 pint of water. To this we shall add to the pan, bring to the boil for 5 minutes. Once the broth has been brought to the boil, we need to turn down the heat and simmer for 5 minutes. We have the broth come into the boil and simmer in for 5 minutes. We need to add around ½ a glass of dry vermouth, or if you prefer, which I do myself, add a sweet white wine. Now that the broth has been simmering away for 5 minutes, we want to add our fish. Now we've got about 3 pounds of fish. We've got haddock, cod, salmon, squid, mussels and cockles. Now we might need to do this in 2 separate stages due to the amount of fish and the size of the pan. So first of all we will add the salmon, the haddock and the cod. And we need to simmer this all together in the pan for 3 minutes. Then we will set aside into our dish ready to build the fish pie. Now that we have transferred all the fish into the building bowl, we now need to pour the broth through a sieve into a pan, then bring this to the boil and simmer until it has reduced by half. Then we shall go on to the next stage, which is making the lovely sauce. Once our broth has reduced by half, we then want to add 2 ounces of butter to the pan. Make that 3 ounces of butter to the pan, and then 3 ounces of flour. We then want to melt this, stir it together into a paste. Then we will add the broth to this mix, and later at the time whisking to reduce and stop any lumps. Once this is mixed in, making sure we do not burn, having to take off the heat to cool, we need to add 300 millilitres of whole double cream. And again, we whisk this in until we have a smooth sauce. Again, making sure not to burn, taking off the heat when necessary. Now we have a nice smooth consistency thick sauce, which is ideal. Now we need to season this sauce either by adding parsley, which gives a lovely taste to the sauce, or we can add just a pinch of salt and pepper, depending on how salty the sauce tastes already due to the saltiness of the fish. We now have a lovely tasting smooth consistency sauce. If you feel the sauce is too thick, then don't worry, just add a small amount of whole milk to bring to the consistency as you wish. However, you will find there's a lot of moisture in the fish pie. This will make the sauce run out. Now that we have a lovely sauce, we wish to then pour the sauce over the fish pie. Do not stir this in, as this will soak through the fish through cooking. We would like to keep a bit of sauce behind to pour on the pie when serving. Our next stage is to boil 2 or 4 hard-boiled eggs. This is an option you can keep out of the fish pie depending on your taste. We then also need to bring a pan of salted hot water to the boil. To this we need to add and blanch, only for a few seconds, spinach before adding to the top of the pie. Now that we have added the spinach and the boiled egg, we then need to add on top of our fish pie our mashed potato. This is then topped off with grated cheese, and then we can sprinkle on top golden breadcrumbs. And there you have it, guys, Hairy John's Ultimate Fish Pie. Now all you need to do is bake in the oven, centre of the oven, gas mark 5 for 15 to 20 minutes, and then get ready to serve. It's lovely. I'd recommend giving yourself a good hour, hour and a half to cook this recipe. However, allow yourself more time if it's your first go, because it will take a little bit longer. And yeah, enjoy. Thanks.